Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming the Grand Processional led in by the award winners of the class of 2022. They are walking into the processional music composed by SMU Associate Professor of Law, Saw Cheng Lim, and this is titled Those First Steps. It is performed by SMU Symphonia. Ladies and gentlemen, may we please invite you to stand for the national anthem. Thank you, and please be seated. Distinguished guests, proud parents, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the School of Economics commencement ceremony. My name is Palak Agarwal, and I will be the master of ceremony for this evening. Today, about 280 of us will receive an important piece of paper that will set us out into the world. What is more important, in my opinion, than this piece of paper, however, is the journey that we have embarked upon 4 years ago and the friendships that we have forged on the way here. I hope that these friendships will last a lifetime. To relive the moments that had started here and the friendships that we have embarked upon, we have a short video montage to capture our journey all the way here at SMU. Please enjoy. To start today's program, it is my honor to invite Professor Hoon Hian Teck, Dean of the School of Economics, to give the welcome address. Professor Hoon, please.
Graduates from the class of 2022, your parents, family members and friends, and my fellow colleagues, please let me welcome you to the commencement ceremony for the School of Economics. This graduating class, the class of 2022, went through the perils of the pandemic, both the onset of COVID-19, living through and coping with the safe management measures, as well as the potential exit from the pandemic. This unique, though bruising, experience of going through such a tough period allows you to ask the following question: what can I carry with me in my working life that will enable me to function well despite negative shocks? A good answer to this question I just posed ought to be invariant to both good and bad times. The question should also be answered in the context of someone living within a society. We are not like Robinson Crusoe living alone on an island. So we are in a society with its own national borders, but linked to the rest of the world in many ways. So I would like to suggest that there are three elements to a good answer. First, you carry with you a versatile tool of analysis. The key word there is versatile. To my mind, one of the most important things that your professors have sought to train you to develop is a toolkit that you can carry with you to analyze new problems that the world will inevitably throw at you. When you solve a problem set in your class or completed a project, you are being taught by your professors to step back from a lot of details that might be observed in any particular phenomenon. Take an example, the pandemic shock that led to one of the deepest recessions in Singapore since independence. What is the nature of the shock that caused the sharp decline in GDP? One important skill to have is always to answer the question of causation. In this particular case of the pandemic, a negative supply shock in a contact-intensive and travel-related sector, let's call it the affected sector, produces a negative demand shock, which affects the whole economy. The affected sector contracted output most obviously during the circuit breaker period, but also during the post-circuit breaker period. The non-arrival of international tourists for a country that is so open like Singapore meant that businesses in the affected sector had to cut back output and would have had to lay off many workers. Once you have formulated a plausible hypothesis of the cause, you can then ask the next question: what remedies should we apply? Massive loss of jobs in the affected sector, in the case that we are looking at, the pandemic shock, would be socially costly for several reasons. As workers, especially low-wage workers, typically face credit constraints so that they are unable to borrow against future income. They and their family members would face severe economic hardships should they lose a job. With a loss of income, there is also a contraction of demand for all goods, not just goods produced by the affected sector. Job retrenchments in the affected sector would also imply that there is a loss of firm-specific capital that workers would have built up over their time with their current employers. Should normal conditions return to the affected sector, firms there would need to incur costs once again to make new investments to orientate new employees if they had retrenched their workers earlier on. So in response to the recessionary shock, the Singapore government introduced wage subsidies given to firms under the job support scheme to avoid massive layoffs. In your working life, graduates, you will no doubt find a series of problems that will confront the firm that you work at. I hope that you will learn to seek out the relevant publications and data readily available at the library, including our own, and on the internet, that will help inform you in formulating your hypothesis of causes and remedies. Second, you ought to learn to develop the ability to reformulate new dreams when circumstances change. That's how you survive tough times. Academic historians have marshaled quite a lot of evidence that prior to the 18th century, most people lived at a subsistence level, well explained by Thomas Malthus. Only since the first industrial revolution that began in England, which then spread to France and Germany, has the world experienced a steady upward march in the standard of living. Despite facing the pandemic shock, you, graduates, live in an era where your investment in human capital will enable you to formulate dreams about the sort of career that you want to have. Outside work, you would also have dreams about the impact that you would like to have on the things that you care most about. The university has been the place to examine the great themes of poverty and wealth, why some nations are rich and others are poor, and social and economic justice, how one should think about the trade-offs between efficiency and equity. Your generation has to grapple with the difficult problem of resolving the public good or public bad nature of climate change due to externalities. Apart from climate change, you also will confront and are confronting geopolitical conflicts that have negative macroeconomic consequences in a globalized world, but you will also and are facing the opportunities and disruptions due to rapid advances in artificial intelligence and robotics. In such an environment, with shocks and technological developments that are external not only to the individual, but also to the national economy, you might sometimes find adverse effects on your wage earnings and possibly job holding even if the firm you work at exits the industry. In a process called creative destruction, new firms, however, are created, even as incumbent firms exit the industry. Although losing a job will no doubt be very painful, it is vital to forge new dreams that will motivate you to acquire new skills and start a new process of job search in a new industry. In the process, you might even learn how to discover your own comparative advantage. Third, and my final point, you ought to learn to develop an attitude towards people that will constantly refresh yourself and others. What happens when you do not land up with the job that you regard as your ideal job? Your family members play an important role when you face disappointments. Deep friendships also help a lot in such times. Life is worth living because a life is intrinsically worthy. In economics, we have the concept of a statistical life. If an adverse event occurs to an individual so that he or she is unable to perform a certain job function, the insurance company has to work out how much monetary compensation has to be paid out to the individual. However, we all recognize that the worth of a human life goes far beyond the value attached to a statistical life. A human life has incomparable worth. The implication of this is that we accord people with deep respect, and this will affect how we function at the workplace. Learn to listen to people. People are not natural listeners. So in your workplace, you will make a difference when you listen. Over your working life, you will find that you have more people whose lives you have an influence over as you advance in your career. Love people and use things, not the other way around. So class of 2022, life's hard knocks allow you to think afresh about the lasting value of your university education as you flourish in your working life. Carry with you a versatile toolkit for analysis that will make your professors really happy and proud of you and feel that they have done their job. Build new dreams when circumstances change. And remember, there are people who care about you when you are down. And recognize that people have incomparable worth. My heartiest congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Hoon, for those inspiring words. May we please invite you to the center of the stage to confer the postgraduate degrees.
We will now be presenting the Doctor of Philosophy in Economics. Arpita Khanna. Paulo Daniel Sales Ramos. Song Shenxi, Desmond Tan Xiang Lung, Masters of Science in Economics. Lim Zhiquan Joel, Wu Weizhi, Masters of Science in Financial Economics. Li Xiaoyi, Wang Wenjie,
Thank you, Professor Hoon. May we please invite you to confer the undergraduate awards. May we also invite Associate Dean for Undergraduate Curriculum, Associate Professor Tomoki Fuji, to announce the undergraduate award winners.
Every year, there's a shining star amongst the undergraduates. This year, we have indeed such an individual, and he is receiving the following award. Kwek SMU School of Economics Valedictorian Award. Established in 2019, the Kwek Valedictorian Awards recognize and honor individuals at SMU who embody diligence, tenacity, valor, compassion, and humility in the pursuit of progress, success, and excellence, with the goal of creating not only a successful enterprise, but a more equitable and inclusive society. This award is given annually to the most outstanding graduate from our Bachelor of Science Economics program. The winner is Chuan, Zane. School of Economics Top Final Year Award. Sponsored by SOE, this award goes to the top graduating student. The winner is Sean Wei De Chuan. School of Economics Excellence Award, sponsored by SOE. These awards are given to the students with excellent academic performance and who have also made notable contributions to the community. The winners are Aiden Go Zongshun, Avinash Bagaria, Celine Po Huimin, Keith Chan, Long Xin Yi. Munali Katambai Doshi. Snehal Modi. Wu Weilun Brandon. Li In Rachel.
Thank you, Professor Fuji. You may now return to your seat. Professor Hoon, may we please invite you to remain on stage to confer the undergraduate degrees.
We will now be presenting the Bachelor of Science in Economics. Amod Merish, magna cum laude. Abhishek Uvpala Rambuk Pota. Aditya Chan, cum laude. Aidan Go Zongxun, summa cum laude, winner of the School of Economics Excellence Award. Akshat Daga, cum laude. Alex Wee Jun Junjie, cum laude. Amelia Suriana Binte Abdullah. Anisha, daughter of Rauf Supia. Anwesha Argawal, cum laude. Archana Selvaraju, cum laude. Avinesh Bagaria, summa cum laude, winner of the School of Economics Excellence Award. Bhargavi Banda. Brittany Lilanti Putri, magna cum laude. Casey Rosalina Lien Kai Shi. Cedric Ang Yuqing. Celine Po Huimin, summa cum laude, winner of the School of Economics Excellence Award. Chang Zhixian Daniel, cum laude. Charles Lim Zheng Hao, Chen Jinming, cum laude. Chen Ruoqing, magna cum laude. Chen Yupeng, cum laude. Cheng Zhiwen, Sherilyn Chin Jinting, Chu Inting, magna cum laude. Chia Chen Ta Gabriel, cum laude. Chia De Han, Chia Ken Yang Isaac, cum laude. Qing Yunxun, Chong Wen Kai Justin, Choi Kai Kit Chester, Chua Yi Da, magna cum laude. Daryl Sim Jun Hui, Daryl Xiu Wei Han, Deirdre Lau Yiling, Davishi Goel, Adria Tan Yiling, summa cum laude. Elizabeth Ko Emin, Esme Tan Hui Xuan, cum laude. Fanny, Feliciana Inda, Feng Xuanyun, Fu Huili Agatha, Francesca Geraldine Lopez, Go Kai Ti, Go Yuan Long Gibson, cum laude. Guo Li Jia. Hammond Leg Bing Liang, cum laude. Hannah Zahara Go Binte Jalil, cum laude. Heng Wee Teck Daryl. Heng Xiaojun. Hugh Ing Xin, cum laude. Ho Kai Sing Teresa. Hu Si Ying. Hu You. Isaiah Teo Shao Xuan. Iskandar bin Jaafar. Ivan Chin Cheng Xin. Jasmine Go Pei Ti, cum laude. Jason To Jia Yi, cum laude. Janessa Ong Shu Wei. John Chong Koi Kit, magna cum laude. Jordan Cornelius Ong Jin Hian. Justin Liu Kai Ping. Justin Tan. Justin Wong Yijie, magna cum laude. Karista Ku Po In, cum laude. Keithanjali Sukumaran, cum laude. Keith Chan, summa cum laude, winner of the School of Economics Excellence Award. Kerr Ziyi, magna cum laude. Kerlin Niu Zuolin. Ko Ling Li. Ku Shiyuan Trudy. Kushi Chintu Karya. Kushi Herchandani. Kim Byung Sop. Ko Wee Hong Jeremy. Ko Siu Qi Gigi, cum laude. Lakshita Bhartia, cum laude. Lam Wen Tim, magna cum laude. Lao Junxiang, magna cum laude. Lao Yingyi Aaron. Li Qian Feng, cum laude. Lei Li Ying, cum laude. Ling Rongfei Pearly. Leong Hao En. Li Mo Yuan. Liu Pek Chin, cum laude. Liu Wei Don. Lim Jingzhe Austin, summa cum laude. Lim Junwei, cum laude. Lim Kian Sung. Lim Shi En Phoebe. Lim Shi Ni. Lim Wen Li, Winnie. Lim Xing Yuan. Lim Yixuan Ada. Lim Yuying, Lim Zhikai, Ling Wenmin Victoria, Lo Dennis Zihim, cum laude. Lo Jiajun Joshua, magna cum laude. Lo Ka Wen Jermaine, Lo Zhihao, magna cum laude. Long Xingyi, summa cum laude, winner of the School of Economics Excellence Award. Lie Roi, cum laude. Lynette Tan Shu Ning, cum laude. Ma Kang Wei, summa cum laude. Malathi, daughter of Magadevan. Mark Osborne Kuhn, summa cum laude. Megan Chong Wen Si, summa cum laude. Meghna Kansal. Runali Katanbai Doshi, summa cum laude, winner of the School of Economics Excellence Award. Muhammad Afif bin Kamari. Muhammad Amirul Afiq bin Bakhtiar. Muhammad Irfan bin Muhammad Taha. Muhammad Zain bin Omar. Nandini Shroff. Naomi Sun Qingyu, magna cum laude. Ng Bao Xian Jonathan, magna cum laude. Ng Jian-en Sean. Ng Kai-jing Joel, magna cum laude, Bachelor of Economics and Bachelor of Business Management. Ng Pei-wen. Ng Wei Chuan, Ng Ziyin Jerica, Nicholas Teo Zhenggang, cum laude. Nicole Lam Pei Yen, Ojas Sharma, cum laude. Or Jia En, Palak Argawal, Pang Kai Wen Brandon, Pang Weijie Ezra, Pacharanan Chwachu, Po Theodora, Po Mao Ling, cum laude. Porn Pavi Thon Pisces, Prakya Bhatnagar, cum laude. Queena Tan, Radhika Argawal, Rita Huang Yanyu, Samantha Ng Si Wen, Sankar Jivan, Saradeep Bhattacharya, Xie Jiesheng, Sean Wei De Chang, summa cum laude, winner of the School of Economics Top Final Year Student Award. Sung Ailin, cum laude. Shailene Lim Yi Pin, Shreya Kasi Badla, Siddhi Tambi, Sim Kim Wee Keith. Sim Tian Tzu, magna cum laude. Sim Sing Yi, Joycelyn. Siti Nur Atika Binte Ramlan. Snehal Modi, summa cum laude, winner of the School of Economics Excellence Award. Sripasaf Balaji, cum laude. Tan Hua Ti, Victoria. Tan Kong Han, Benedict. Tan Ru Chuan Zane, summa cum laude, Bachelor of Science in Economics and Bachelor of Social Science, winner of the Kwek SMU School of Economics Valedictorian Award. Tan Shi Xu, Bennett. Tan Yu Zhou. Tang Yiqian. Tanvi Jory, magna cum laude, Bachelor of Science in Economics and Bachelor of Business Management. Tanya All Xiao Bei, magna cum laude. Theophilus Hua Jianshou. Durga, daughter of Singaraju. Tia Zhengyan, cum laude. Timothy Lister Byrne, cum laude. Trang Si Kai. Trilliona Siu Shu Yi, cum laude. Urvija Diwan, magna cum laude. Vanshika Tibrewal. Vincent Tu. Wan Li Juan Mei. Wang Enqi. Wee Deli Darren. Wong Chun Lin, Wong Ho Fong Jared, Wong Yu Yun, cum laude. Wu Zining, Lin. Wu Wei Lun, Brandon, summa cum laude, winner of the School of Economics Excellence Award. Wu Shichen, Henry. Wu Jiawei. Xavier Ling Shangzhi. Xie Minghong. Yang Shuqi. Yap Junchi, Jareth. Yi Jingkoi, summa cum laude. Yi Li Ying, Rachel, summa cum laude, winner of the School of Economics Excellence Award. Yo Bun Kia, cum laude. Yo Jie Ti. Yo Zikai, Julian, magna cum laude. Yong Yi-en, Gerald, cum laude. Yutika Argawal, cum laude. Zheng Bo Lun. Chen Shangqi Mano, magna cum laude, Bachelor of Accountancy and Bachelor of Science in Economics. Lim Pei Xuan, magna cum laude, Bachelor of Business Management and Bachelor of Science in Economics. Liu Jiawen, magna cum laude, Bachelor of Social Science and Bachelor of Science in Economics. Tan Yen Sing, cum laude, Bachelor of Business Management and Bachelor of Science in Economics. Vaishak Pillai, cum laude, Bachelor of Social Science and Bachelor of Science in Economics. Yamon Min Ye, summa cum laude, Bachelor of Business Management and Bachelor of Science in Economics. And that concludes our undergraduate degree presentation.
Thank you, Professor Hoon. You may now return to your seat. We would now like to invite the Kwek School of Economics Valedictorian for the class of 2022, Tan Ru Chuan Zane, to deliver his speech. Zane, please.
Good evening, Dean, School of Economics, Professor Hoon, Hian, Teck, Deputy Dean, Professor Chow Hui Kwan, Associate Deans, distinguished guests, faculty and staff members, parents, friends, and fellow graduates. We made it. We made it through many firsts, including our first, and for some, last, morning or night classes where we struggled to stay awake. The first time we solicited for survey responses in Ask SMU. Our first intro classes, and if you were like me and took Prof. Ali's microeconomics class, the first time a part of our grade was determined by telling a joke. We made it through countless rounds of boss bidding, sniping, and complaining that our juniors were jacking up module prices, staying in school so late during project season that the security guards had to chase us out, and at the same time, coming to school to study, only to end up not getting much done. We also made it through COVID. All of the COVID-related presentations over the last 2 years, the hi, can you hear me, and also the sorry, please go ahead, on the many Zoom calls we had to take. Stressing out when our Wi-Fi stopped working in the middle of an online class, and the list goes on. We made it work, even as changing group size restrictions meant that project groups couldn't sit together in class or even meet in person. We made it work as classes went online, offline, and then back offline again. We made it work as the uncertain state of affairs forced us to be adaptable to anything that came our way, be it the cancellation of overseas exchanges, last-minute changes to teaching and exam arrangements, etc. All our paths, as different as they are, in spite of the adversities along the way, have led us here today. I'm proud of us for coming this far, for fighting on as COVID disrupted our lives, our homes, our relationships with others, and our aspirations. But at the same time, our accomplishments are not ours alone. They are shared by our families, friends, our cohort, professors, and school staff members. With this, on behalf of our cohort, I'd like to thank all our families, especially our parents, for supporting us and our education, for putting food on the table, taking care of us when we fall ill, among other things. To our friends and to my friends I'm grateful to have with me here today, thank you for standing by us, growing with us, listening to us, calling out our red flags, and as a whole, making our lives better. To our professors, thank you for being more than just people who teach our classes, for being genuinely concerned about our well-being and learning, for looking out for and even creating opportunities for us, like the Economic Summer Challenge when we were all stuck at home during the circuit breaker, for mentoring us and always being patient with us. To the SOE office and staff members, thank you for doing the work that, while not always visible, is essential for ensuring that school, as we know it, runs smoothly. As our journey continues, unlike the past, our paths forward are a lot less clear. For many of us, it will be a lot harder to make the right choice, finding the right balance between our careers and the things that energize and inspire us, the right person, the right path and purpose. No longer do we have as clear goalposts as achieving a certain GPA or clinching internships at specific companies. What then is our welfare maximizing solution? How then do we make that right choice and live a life with few regrets? To be honest, this is something I've been grappling with for a while now, especially as we experienced many of our lasts, our last class, our last group project, our last exam, And as I look back on my undergraduate years and consider what I could have done differently in anticipation of the future. And you may have a very different answer, which is fine, because unlike the math we often had to do, there is no right answer. But for me, I think the answer to all of this, to our very human quest for meaning and happiness, is simply being present, and here's why. To begin with, to me, I think being present means three things. Firstly, to be present such that we are aware of and attuned to who we are on the inside. It is to be able to recognize the difference between our values and the things society tells us to value. It is to be brave enough to tread our own path and follow our own timing, whether it is starting your own beauty salon from scratch, taking up that overseas job offer and moving your life halfway across the world, or deciding to spend money on a BTO instead of on a large wedding. And it is also to make difficult yet liberating choices, to take that risk. After all, to paraphrase the words of Captain Holt from the sitcom Brooklyn Nine-Nine, and by the way, here's to citing our sources, am I right? Every time someone steps up and embraces who they are, the world becomes a better, more interesting place. Of course, more often than not, it's not easy to take that leap of faith. I'm sure most of us know this, most recently from having to decide on which job offer to take, or whether and where to pursue postgraduate studies. Tough choices are tough precisely because all the options present something very desirable to us. However, I'd like to implore you to listen to your gut, because it is from following our hearts that we often grow the most. For me, I wouldn't have met some of my closest friends if I hadn't decided to pick up a new sport and join SMU climb team in my second year. I'm sure many of us can speak to similar experiences, whether it is joining a new club, going on OCSPs, or volunteering for school camps, and so on. Secondly, being present also means showing up for the people who matter and letting them know that they matter. I'm not sure if it's just me, or if everyone has also seen the TikToks about how it's almost impossible nowadays as we grow older for us to find common times to meet. But I'm sure most of us know what this feels like, especially in year 4, as everyone got just a little bit more busy with what comes after university. And this is understandable, because unlike in school, where we had similar schedules, problems, and goals, and where we had the privilege of seeing each other week after week, simply by taking the same class, we are now embarking on different paths, which could bring us to different places, and bring with them different schedules and priorities. But precisely because of this, I hope that we'll all be able to take some time and put in the effort to show up for the people who matter to us, and never be afraid to say, I love you. After all, our relationships with others do define us, from how we see the world, to even the little things, like the emojis and sticker packs that we use. Thirdly and finally, being present also involves being open to and making time for engaging with the world. I say this even as I know how easy it is to get caught up in work and all the new responsibilities we have as we transition into adulthood. Because it is when we fully immerse ourselves in our environment that we can be inspired and moved, that we are better able to connect with others, and that we experience some of the best moments of our lives. I'm sure many of us have crazy stories about what happened after impromptu drinks at Brick Lane or Princep, and hopefully not of puking, during camps, and other times when we're able to live in the moment. To paraphrase one of my favorite quotes from The Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz, it is when we engage with the world that we see love coming out of the trees, the sky, and the light. We perceive love from everything around us, and this is a state of bliss. So go forth and adventure, whether it is to a new part of Singapore you haven't explored or experienced, talk to new people, or even dance on stage with musicians at a music bar in Phuket. Follow your heart, show up for the people who matter, and make memories that will last you a lifetime. And with that, thank you for listening to me drone on like a student in a class where class participation is 20% of the grade. And once again, thank you to school staff, professors, families, and friends for being here with us as we celebrate this milestone. Congratulations, class of 2022.
Thank you, Zane. Wow, and this marks the end of a bittersweet journey in Singapore Management University. Many of us have laughed together, cried together, studied together, and even partied together, and sometimes too hard, but we've made it. So let's take this time to bask in our glory and our accomplishment for all of the hard work that it took for us to get here today, because we really do deserve it. Congratulations to the class of 2022. Ladies and gentlemen, please remain seated as we invite our dean to lead the faculty in the academic recession. Prof. Hoon, please.